Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to BattleTech. So I've got some very minor mech repairs and changes in the queue here. It's just stuff to keep Yang busy, basically get all those gyros actually plugged into mechs. And we are entering here the final phase of the campaign. I think my plan is we're going to fly deeper into Free Worlds League space. These are systems we've never been to, these last two at the end of the chain here. So we'll get some points for that. We'll check out the store. It should be the case, I'm pretty sure it is the case, that Centurion 9ALs are purchasable. So, we're going to go here, check out the normal store plus the faction store, then maybe drop down to here, where there is a normal store and a faction store and the black market, and then from there, we'll just kind of fly around this area. There are a lot of systems over here we've never been to. Most of them are not very high difficulty, which is a shame. Maybe it'll make more sense to lance out into Arano space, because there definitely are some high difficulty worlds over here. Not a ton of them, it looks like, but at least a couple. Oof, that's a bad one. Yeah, I don't know. There's definitely worlds we haven't been to over here. There's systems we haven't been to down here. I do think I want to do this last Flashpoint, because that's going to be worth some money. And yeah, what we're doing now is basically just hunting for points. So let's go ahead and get in the air. We are definitely going to Fakerholm, a dry world with large canyon systems that are a result of millions of years of erosion. Okay. Sounds fine to me. This is a 3-skull world, so there will be some jobs here, presumably, and I think 3 skulls might be both too difficult for Centurions to appear on, and too easy for Awesomes to appear on.
Ready to go over financials whenever.
Which would be a real shame. We can just go normal here. But who knows? So I guess let's have a look at the stores before we really decide where we need to go after that, because we definitely need to try to pursue missions of a difficulty that will yield the remaining mechs. There's an awful lot of points tied up in completing our collection. I think that's the number one thing we could do to score more points. The number one most valuable thing would be to complete the final 2 mech classes. By the time we're done here, we'll have about 11 months left. This is about a month of travel we're seeing. Every new system we visit, is 500 points, I think. And then each mission we do is 50 points per half skull of difficulty. So it probably makes sense to try to find the highest difficulty worlds we can, even if it doesn't lead to us going to a bunch of new systems. But, of course, it's only going to be valuable to us if we can actually do the missions. And our reputation at this point prevents us from taking missions from an awful lot of hirers. Raised voices echo down the mess deck hallway, and you arrive to find Coyote nose to nose with Panabas. I don't care about your noble family. You don't give me orders, Coyote snarls, poking the other mech warrior in the chest with each word. Panabas lifts her chin. Even out here in the periphery, you should know enough to listen to your betters. Coyote's fist flashes out before anyone can intervene, sending Panabas staggering, blood erupting from a broken nose. In the dangerous silence that follows, the room finally notices that you've arrived. A single fork clatters to the floor. Well, Panabas and Coyote are definitely the same rank, so there's something to be said for disciplining Panabas here, just to keep order. But this is a blue text option. Maybe I just played too much FTL, and I'm like, hey, the blue text option's always right. But what if the blue text option is always right? We built this gym. If you're going to do this stuff, do it in the gym. The 2 mech warriors circle in the makeshift boxing ring while the crew shouts encouragement. Both mech warriors have taken a beating over the course of the 8 rounds, but while Coyote has passion, Panabas has precision. Coyote, flagging and back against the ropes, springs forward with a final surge of energy. In response to such a wild assault, Panabas steps, turns, and strikes in a pattern she probably practiced hundreds of times at an expensive fighting school. Coyote goes down hard. As the referee reaches the 10 count, the crowd goes wild. Okay, morale up for everybody. We were already at the cap. Panabas is in high spirits, and they've each taken an injury, which shouldn't be a big deal. Coyote's on 6 health, so one injury is only like 6 days or something. Panabas is not as developed. Yeah, she's 10 days. Okay, that's fine. Actually, I'm kind of curious about something. Hold on. When it loads us back in, I'm going to pause and go look at their tags. I wonder if Panabas actually has a tag that indicates that she's from a noble background. Mech Bay... Mech Bay? No, sorry. Mech Warriors. I need to look at my Mech Warriors. I know Panabas is a machine, but not like that. Man, remember the period of this campaign where 1.5 million C-bills going out every month would have just had me living in terror?
Awaiting orders.
Service record... Canopian nobility. Yeah, okay. I appreciate that the game tries to actually, like, the event system tries to actually take everybody's tags into account. You don't really get to see the tags very often. You have to come to this screen. Even when you're hiring them, I don't think you can see all of their tags. You can see the stuff that's written in their biography. I just wish there was more of that stuff. You know, we're going to spend a year flying around in space here, and we're probably only going to get, like, a couple of events. Seems like more stuff must happen on the ship than that, especially with everybody hand up in there going stir crazy. Yeah, man, I really enjoy the mechanics of this game. I really enjoy the vibe of this game. I will miss it a little bit when this series ends. We're not going to start another BattleTech series right away after this. I'd like to try to get a little bit more variety going on the channel. Things have been a bit stale the last couple of months. But there definitely is going to be more BattleTech. Absolutely no doubt of that. At the very least, when they release another expansion, we will go and we will play that expansion. No Centurion 9AL, I immediately notice. But also, there are lots of interesting mods for the game. Or at least that's how it sounds. I haven't looked into it too deeply. Oof, nothing. They have a piece of a stalker. Boy, there's a time when I would have been overjoyed to see something like this. LRM-10s with... yeah, none of this stuff is awesome. You know, honestly, we could use that. We do not have plus 10 damage on all of the Grasshopper's lasers. But that's it, huh? I don't know if I'd say it's bad luck exactly. We're looking for very specific things. I think it's more likely than not we don't find them on each system. But I'd be lying if I said I wasn't disappointed. But yeah, I'll look into the mod scene a little bit and see if there is. I hear a lot of people talking about rogue tech, talking a lot of positivity about rogue tech. So I'll see if that's cool. There will be more BattleTech. I'm really into this game. I think they've got some good stuff going on here. All right, who is this against? This is against the Free Worlds League, but we would recap here on this system, right? That's against the Capellans, and that's against the Capellans. Okay. So yeah, we'll do these three. 3 skulls, 2.5 skulls, 3 skulls, huh? Here's the thing. With animations and everything, even running the game on fast, I think there's a pretty good chance that each of these takes like 20 minutes or so. So I'm debating just doing them off camera and then kicking up the recording again as we're flying to the next system. Because really, this is just going to be me commanding the Stalker to blow everybody up, right? You know what? Actually, here's something we can do. We could run our light team. I think our light team should be able to handle something like this. The team of all mediums and the cool Starleague Griffin that we got. And if we don't use them now, we're never ever going to get to use them. So I guess let's record that. Let's record us trying to take the light team out on purpose, even though it's a silly thing to do, just to showcase these mechs that otherwise we would never get to showcase. And we have to determine how much salvage we want to take. Do I have pieces of the Centurion that we're missing? Storage... It's a medium, right? C9AL, okay. So I need to take at most 2. Because let's be honest, we're not going to find anything else interesting on these missions. So we want to start with this just so that we can raise our Free Worlds League rep back up afterward. That's a little awkward. Keep in mind, our Lyrian Commonwealth rep is capped at 0. That won't actually be going up. We should probably take it as 312 just in case. I think 3 skulls is a little high for a Centurion to show up. So we want to run our non-optimal pilots, I think, for an opportunity to get XP on new people. It probably doesn't matter, honestly. Hunchback, Trebuchet in the last slot, Hatchet Man here. That is showing only 2.5 skulls worth of strength, but something tells me we're going to be all right. These are pretty reasonably built mechs with some pretty good backup. So let's grab some pilots who are maybe not at the absolute top of their game, but who could use a little push. Coyote will be a fine battlefield leader for these dudes. Breaching shot on the AC-10 maybe. Heat efficiency of the hack job is pretty good. It doesn't need coolant vent. Yeah, that seems fine. Flatline, who is the almost the exact same pilot, can get out here in the aluminum cannon. Breaching shot for the PPC. Also, pretty decent heat efficiency. We want somebody whose skills are a little bit more aggressive for the sonic boom. I did go and jam a decent hit defense gyro in there. Honestly, Panabis would be really good for this if she was if she had recovered from the boxing match. You know, she busted Coyote's face open pretty badly, right? Oh no, sorry, her face got busted open. I was gonna say it's weird that he healed first, but yeah, it was her who got her who took the big hit in the mess hall. So I suppose it makes sense that she's still down there. Prowl. Prowl with sensor lock and this thing only has short range weaponry, right? Medium lasers, SRMs. Yeah, okay. Sensor lock here makes sense. And then who else is good but not quite good enough to show up on the 18? Sheet metal. Also sensor lock. The thing is, this guy needs coolant vent. Weapons just run way too hot. Trojan is a little underdeveloped. I mean, it's a 3-skull mission. They don't have to be super great, I guess. Do I have anybody else with coolant vent coming up? Not really. All of our coolant vent pilots are really, really developed. It just feels like a little bit of a shame to put a person who doesn't have high tactics in the mech that would theoretically be best at taking people's heads off. Especially given that we're trying to take home 2 pieces of the Centurion if we find one. Yeah, let's just put sheet metal on it. There may be turns where we have to not fire, or turns where we have to try to throw a punch. We do have support weapons on this thing. How hard does it punch? No, 80 is not exactly amazing. Somehow, I sense we will be okay. Also, hey, look at that. People moving on 4 and everything. Part of me wants to just replace the aluminum cannon with the Cyclops and have us on 5542. By the way, the LRM-20 that the Cyclops was running was completely stock, so I fixed that. I gave it the plus stability damage LRM-20 that we got from a mission recently. So it turns out our A-team is actually still gaining effectiveness. And once we jam that small laser in the Grasshopper, I think the Grasshopper will be at maximum possible damage output. It has all of the plus damage stuff we could possibly get on all of its parts. And it already was at maximum damage output at reasonable ranges. But every once in a while, we get to fire all the small lasers and the machine guns. I guess there are no machine gun pluses, are there? We've never seen any. As they're very, very good at the narrow use that they're good for already. So I guess I don't know how you would make them better. I don't know, you could put like +1 or even +2 damage on one without breaking it, you know, kind of like an SRM. Alright, picked up the convoy right on schedule. Let's get in there and blow stuff up with our small mechs that have not really gotten enough play.
Keep your eyes open and watch your sensors.
In particular, I'm excited to see this Griffin actually do stuff. It's like a little baby stalker.
Confirmed.
Moving out.
Boy, they really did give us some distance to cover on this one. I guess if you want to bring a ship down from space without a convoy noticing you, you do have to do that pretty far away from the convoy.
Target is within sensor range.
Is it, Darius? Are you sure? Because it doesn't look like it's within sensor range.
Coordinates received.
Moving to position.
I will say, I wish that the way the game was designed, it was a little bit more sensible to run lighter mechs for a longer time, or like to keep lighter mechs permanently in your crew or something. Basically, I just want to be able to use the Hatchet Man more. The Hatchet Man is super cool, and we got a lot of play out of it, but I want more. I want to get more play out of it. I think it's a really fun mech to use. The punching is just really fun. I always want to have an excuse to punch people. Alright, so we'll have two mechs approach. We can have the Sonic Boom, like, jump in over here. I think it has full jump jets, right? And then these mechs are going to approach using this this bluff here as cover. And you just need to have direct line of sight.
Move order received.
I got that LRM 5+++. The finest weapon known to man.
I hear ya.
I think we want to reserve down until after them.
Holding for tactical advantage.
Take our turn after them this round and then before them on the next round. 55 tons.
Time to earn our money.
I wish I remembered. Is the Centurion, I think, is 55. I have to be a little bit careful here. Like, this thing actually could be a demolisher, right?
Waiting for orders.
Standing by.
I might want to...
Ready for orders.
I might want to just do a
Good
sensor
to go.
lock. What I'm
Yeah,
thinking.
Commander.
Maybe with this mech, move up a little bit, throw out a sensor lock
my
on
way.
something, just to force this thing to take its turn before we move forward. In fact, show me what that is.
Sensors locked on.
Okay, a PPC carrier. Not something I particularly want to expose these small mechs to.
Waiting on you, Commander.
So let us have a flatline in the aluminum cannon. It's slightly tougher than glass. Just fire off into this. This is not going to do a ton of damage. Yeah, the overall damage output of this mech is not amazing.
Primary target is taking damage.
Hit the left side with the PPC. That's... Yeah, that's good. That's the side we wanted to hit.
What can I do for you?
So can you get... Okay, you can jump out to here. Oh man, the jump range on these small mechs, like... I do love this mobility.
Affirmative.
Surprise! Oh, hey, there's a lot more convoy there than I was expecting. We're probably fine, as long as none of those are LRM carriers. Alright, so we're gonna drop... Let's see. 48, 48, 72, 72. We probably do want a precision strike here. If that were to spread out evenly over all of the areas we could hit, we actually might not get a kill.
Bye-bye.
Alright, heat efficiency. Small issue.
Ready for orders.
I think that's going to be the case with these mechs. These are just... Hey, some of them run pretty safe. Like, this thing should not have any problems in that arena. That's a PPC carrier. How much armor does a PPC carrier have? If we were to hit the right armor, it would just pop. Oh, no, wait, sorry. I wanted to hit the left side. Well, I guess he's firing into the front arc. He can hit the right armor from there. Kintaro. Yeah, I mean, we're definitely going for this thing. So any one of these weapons... Oh, no, actually. The medium lasers do not have enough damage. It would have to be both the medium lasers or the AC-10 hitting. And the other parts are way too strong to even... Yeah, alright. Fingers crossed. So far, Coyote has been pretty good at hunting the vulnerable parts of enemy mechs with his autocannon.
Now, let's see how you handle this.
Nope. He screwed that up. Thing has like 9 health left on that side. Okay, one of those is in fact an LRM carrier.
Systems holding.
It's alright, we get a turn before them on this next go here. Oh wow, that was yet another vehicle. So there's an entire support lance and maybe more than one entire support
I'm
lance.
showing minor damage.
Let's get fired up. There's work to
Sheet metal really does recall Sand Cricket, doesn't she? Well, the Griffin runs hot. 12 heat. What do we have for heat sinking here? Is there a place where it just displays, like... Can I mouse over the bar? No. I cannot get a numerical heat sinking value. That is a shame.
Commander?
Alright, let's start with you. As it stands right now, they only have vision of us from a couple of mechs. If we eliminate... Or a couple of enemies. If we eliminate those enemies, then we make it so they have to move forward to get us. We might be able to deny some of their vision. Now, this is pretty tricky, because they're going to be able to move forward quite a bit on the road. Like, all of these are probably within a single move of seeing us, right? So they're all going to be able to just roll forward and immediately attack. Maybe the right play is to back off?
Waiting on you, Commander.
Back off, make them come forward. We're not going to be able to really punish them, though, if we have to spend all of our turn backing off. Alright, who's on 3? This guy. Kintaro mounts a fair amount of damage. So we can't really pass down. We have to try to kill the Kintaro. Alright, let's talk about that. Let's try to do that. I can get up to 1 point of evasion through movement. 2 if I'm willing to go to here. I could try to just precision strike the thing's head off. We're going to be less effective than the Grasshopper because we don't have any 35 damage lasers, and also we're only going to be shooting for like 70% with some of these weapons, but maybe that's the best chance we have of... That's probably the best chance we have of removing this thing before it has a turn. Without committing mechs deep enough that they're definitely going to get attacked by other stuff. Okay, the large laser hit the head. I think we got him. Yeah, I think it was that was the large laser and 2 of the mediums. Okay, and then this tank does not have a lot of health.
What can I do for you?
We just move... Who else has... We don't know who else is moving on 3. It's probably the other mech, right? I think at this point I reserve.
Standing by.
Because this other mech will run forward. Okay, it's a Griffin, not helpful. Run forward and somehow miss, despite the fact that I only have 2 points of evasion left.
Waiting for orders.
So if I stand here, I'm wondering if the rocks here will provide cover from the vehicles or not. I mean, I'm not going to be able to just gut this thing, probably. It does only have 190 center torso health. Actually, maybe I will be able to. Oh, but I almost certainly can't fire everything, right? But I can fire a bunch of stuff. And the Griffin's pretty heavily armored for mechs of this class. It's just that against vehicles, like, these could be real vehicles, right? There's no of this class when it comes to vehicles. You get the real stuff right away. How many weapons can we fire here? Oof. That's still a lot of damage. It's not going to be lethal, but... Oh, didn't even get through the armor, though. I figured with the 272 damage pods, we would get through the armor. It would not be a problem. Apparently, not the case. I should not have been so secure in that. That's only a single point of evasion. If I jump... I need to generate as much evasion as possible.
Confirm.
And then the PBC carrier should be pretty easy to kill. Yeah, the autocannon kills with a hit to either of the side armor, and if it hits the front armor instead, then the medium lasers kill to front or side. Like, this absolutely should go down. Okay. Thank you, Darius. I love it when he deigns to pay attention very briefly.
Waiting for orders.
And Flatline over here in the cannon can just give this guy what for.
Roger.
We might get a knockdown out of this, honestly. That wasn't really my plan, but... So he still has, like, all of his center structure. PVC shot to the leg is
Nice
not
try.
awesome. I think I have ammo in that leg. It does seem like the legs don't get hit very often on just random fire, which is part of the reason that I put the ammo in the legs. Is that it does not get exposed trivially. Yeah, we gotta get through these LRM carriers. Fortunately, missile carriers do not mount a lot of armor. Is that a knockdown? She was unsteady already, right?
Took a heavy hit there.
Yeah. Fortunately, there's an injury reduction cockpit in that mech.
What's up, boss?
And I think we should be able to burn out a couple of these vehicles really quickly here. Also that mech, potentially. I think we're going to just go for it. And I'm fairly sure that I cannot afford to jump. Heat management is not a thing that our smaller mechs are great at, it turns out. These LRM carriers are... yeah, they're just SRM carriers with LRMs instead. So we want to kill the Griffin, but killing the Griffin is not maybe the first priority. That said, it does still have enough health that maybe it's a good idea to go after it with this thing. We're only dealing 125 total damage. If more than one weapon misses here, we don't get the kill. Man. The heat problems of these smaller mechs.
Fired up. There's work to do.
Okay.
Good to go.
Sheet metal, you're taking it a little far. So we might just want to back some of the mechs off.
Back on my feet, Commander.
Or maybe I just want to, like, commit super hard. Get 6 points of evasion here. We don't have Bulwark. I still have, actually, a considerable amount of armor left in most locations. Do we know what this is? Manticore, LRM, LRM. I don't think, whatever it is, I don't think we've seen it fire. If I jump forward like that, I'm not going to get to fire any of my weapons, though. I should probably just move down here and brace.
Moving to position.
I could sensor lock, I guess? Yeah, let's do that. What exactly are you?
Sensors locked on.
Okay, it's another Manticore. So Manticores have a fair amount of weaponry.
Ready for orders.
They're definitely dangerous, but they're not as dangerous as these LRM carriers.
Got it.
We do need the AC-10 hit to be backed up by one laser in order for a kill here. But the odds of the weapons all spreading out and hitting different areas are pretty poor. I think I'm not going to spend the resolve. Let's remain what do you call it? Let's remain inspired.
Move her down.
Who knows? Maybe we'll get some cool buffed up LRM-20s out of this mission. Make up for the fact that we did not get any exciting mech parts. Oh, am I out of PPC range? Oh. I might not be able to get PPC range. Can't really move forward very much. Oh, I don't have direct line of sight. Huh. Okay, there we go. I just need to move over a little bit. This, what is this? A hoodoo, right? This big stack of rocks is all in my way. Come on. No! How dare you! Leave an enemy standing. You'll never be ready for the big time like that. What did we leave that guy with?
Minor, Commander.
It must be, like, less than 10 structure in that location. I'll say this.
I'm taking a pounding,
This
Commander.
SLDF Griffin is pretty impressive for a mech of this size. And I mean, it does kind of look like we're going to get out of this without any pilot damage or structure damage, doesn't it?
Commander?
This team's okay.
Coordinates received.
Alright, let's drop a great big bunch of missiles on one of these manticores. Can we fire everything from here? Totally can.
Got it.
I've got eyes on
Enemy
hostile
reinforcements
reinforcements.
detected.
They're heading your way.
Okay, maybe I spoke too soon about getting out of here without taking any real damage. Oh hey! An enemy hatchet man appeared on top of our trebuchet. Well, that's a problem, but it's going to have to be a later sort of problem. Alright, so we should be able to very, very easily kill this LRM carrier. It was... we left it at one structure. Okay, it does have 35 front... okay, yeah, so we don't have to fire almost anything here. We can take it very easy. A large laser hitting the front or this side is a kill, and if it hits this side, it takes it down to the point where any other weapon hitting this is a kill.
One for the scrap heap.
I wonder if the hatchet man is close enough to just stomp the other manticore.
Receiving you.
No, I am not. Well, that's a shame. Between the hatchet man and the trebuchet, we can probably just kill it. Right, I have the resources to do double precision strike here. A little nervous about stepping out in the open like that, though. If I jump, I probably do not get to fire all my weapons. Yeah, I definitely will not get to. I don't get to fire all my weapons, even if I walk. Oh, that's actually pretty bad. I should have thought about this more. There's, like, the Griffin would totally have been able to do what it did to this Manticore to that one, and then I could have stomped this one. That was definitely an error on my part there. Bad targeting logic. Okay, let's,
Standing by.
maybe start with you. How far to the side can I move while maintaining my direct line of sight? I'm just thinking I gotta be careful about getting targeted from the back here. If I move back this far, I actually do outrange my PPC. Because we kind of need to know the results of this attack before we know what we want to do with the Hatchet Man, I think. Alright, so we'll do that. Can't fight... I might not be able to fire the PPC. We should probably fire the PPC rather than the 10 and the 5 together. And let's try to focus on its right armor. The side that's exposed to the Hatchet Man. Yeah, wow, a whole lance appeared out of nowhere, right on top of our trebuchet. That's not ideal. So his right armor is at 78 health. I could totally kill him. It is possible. I think we gotta stay in the cover to take advantage of Bulwark. Go for the right armor, we turn off one laser, and if both these weapons hit right, we do get the kill. Boy, I hope we get the kill.
Confirmed.
Not not spectacular there. Alright, well, it gets its turn. We get
Enemy
to...
flanking.
I was hoping to get him turned enough that that was not going to be an issue. Well, we get to easily kill the Manticore after this. Oh, still no structure damage. Not yet, anyway.
I'm taking heavy hits, Commander.
Come on, Neck Warriors! It's go time! Waiting for orders.
I think we can have the Hatchet Man attack this guy.
Commander?
Give it a little bit of a break to lower heat. It's going to have to largely be a repositioning turn, it looks like. We got a Hatchet Man of their own. Something at 50 and something at 45. Boy, what are we going to
Ready for
do
orders.
here? I can have the Hunchback run over and large laser somebody. But honestly, maybe it's not even worth doing. Yeah, he's got so much evasion. I'm just going to sensor lock him.
Got a lock.
That'll let me bleed off almost all of my heat. And then maybe we stay over here and the trebuchet just runs away and comes to us. Kind of like that. So I think I'm going to do this.
Got it.
Leopard inbound, Commander. I'll meet you at the LZ.
Yeah, where is the extraction zone? Is it somewhere we can get to? Oh, okay, camera. Calm down.
I've been sensor locked.
Off to the side. That is not some place that is terribly convenient to get our trebuchet. I'll say that. Boy, this thing can really move, though, huh?
Got it.
Just run, give ourselves some cooldown time. I'm surprised they have vision of us from over there. It's alright, the party mech has not taken any damage at all.
Standing by.
Can't afford to take hits for a moment. Ooh, you are in rough shape, my friend. Let's just turn kind of to the right here. Take a moment, take a breather. Let off some heat and some stability damage. Oh, they have a sensor lock, that's why they can see us. Yep, that makes sense. Alright, well, we owe it to ourselves to at least see what these other mechs are. Again, I do not know what the weight class of Centurion is. Any one of these could be it. Over there, I do know what the weight class is. I don't know what the actual weight is. Yeah, we just move maximum forward and have the party mech face tank a little bit, I think, here.
Location confirmed.
Trebuchet and that hatchet man. Probably we want to throw up a vigilance, right? Do I want to just be standing in the open with these things? Man, their trebuchet design is probably better than mine. I was trying to come up with a good use for a PPC. PPCs are just not very good. Alright, I think we can take out the hatchet man, it looks like. And I am a little worried about that AC-10, given the state of the armor on some of our mechs. Yeah, I think we just try to blow through the center of this thing. That should probably work. But do I want to throw up Vigilance for guarded? No, I have a lot of armor left. We're gonna engage in some defense via offense here.
Mech destroyed.
Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot of heat. Going one-on-one with the Steel Beast with that thing would not necessarily have worked, I think, because it may very well have been able to overwhelm us with its flamethrowers. All right, I'm gonna jump all the way forward here,
Engaging jump jet.
and then do we just drop everything into this trebuchet, or do I sensor lock the 45-tonner over there so I know what I'm dealing with? I think we probably just drop everything into this guy. Ooh, wow, I actually can't fire everything. We knock off his side torso. I imagine one of the LRM-15s is on each side. Yeah, so we're not even... We're cutting about 40% of his weapons off. Oof, that's unfortunate. Probably the way to do this would be like this. Yeah. Turns out the primary thing we gained by going up wasn't even damage, it was heat management. Our bigger mechs actually have heat room for heat sinks and stuff.
Acknowledged.
Alright, give him the AC-10. Should be able to knock his arm off.
Target's taken a critical hit.
It does help that we put a lot of priority on getting a bunch of coolant vent mechs, or a bunch of coolant vent pilots quickly.
Got it.
I was hoping I'd be able to get the right arc shot, or the left arc shot. That's fine, we'll take this.
Targeting for an alpha strike.
Of course, it has to go to the arm on the healthy side. And a center torso hit would have been lethal. I bet that's just a hatchet man over there. All in all, I gotta say, I think this is a pretty good team of mechs. It's a shame we weren't able to use it during the Flashpoint.
On my way.
Alright, how many weapons can I actually fire here? Okay, that's not bad. I'm not even going to bother precision striking. We're firing into the open side. This should be a kill.
Got it. Enemy down.
The hunt for the Centurion continues.
Good to go.
Party mech can't quite jump up to the high ground.
I've got a sensor lock.
Okay, a Vindicator. Not exactly terrifying.
Commander.
I'd really love to hit somebody with the hatchet here before we probably retire all of these mechs for the rest of the campaign, but they're doing a pretty good job of staying far away. I'm gonna go for it.
Understood. Moving
I think we can
fast.
get him. So we just need to make sure that we precision strike here with flatline to push this thing down to 2,
Move into position.
so that we know that the hack job will get to go before it does. And I don't know that it particularly matters where we fire this. This shot really is just about lowering his initiative.
Let's get fired up. There's work to do. Waiting for orders.
Okay. Which of his arms is most useful? Where's that PPC?
Orders?
Right, I should have known. It's always on the right side. Oh, well, it turns out I don't actually get a choice. I'm literally only allowed to make a melee attack from one direction. Go get him. Yeah. Okay. Torso. Torso's a good shot.
Yeah, Commander.
I was hoping for center torso, but I'll take it.
On my way.
So we're not going to get to fire everything here, right? Nope. What do we want to drop? The large laser is 16 heat for 50 damage, which is more damage efficient than the mediums. So yeah, it's definitely mediums we want to lose. Okay. Well, we would take his arm off pretty quickly, but I think I just want to go directly to the torso. I don't think there's any real value in focusing this side down. I was hoping we'd get a slightly better punch than we did.
Locking on.
A lot of shots just going out there to the
Good to go.
arms. I guess, actually, we should probably have fired with Sonic Boom first, because we're going to be able to knock this thing down and then get free precision
Here
strikes.
we go.
Or just core it. That also works.
That's
Okay, yeah, that's a pretty effective team of mechs. Not so good with the heat generation, or the heat management rather. A lot of downtime, a lot of turns spent staring at the heat gauge. But overall, not bad, and we managed to get out of there without having to do any actual repairs. And actually, the pay ended up not even being that bad. This being a 25% bonus is kind of crazy. Okay, so that's what our A-team of tiny mechs would have looked like in actual action. You know, we have so few LRM-20s that I'm just going to take some totally stock LRM-20s, I think. Yeah, there's nothing else here really of value. Let's grab... I can't believe we have so few of these. I didn't realize how rare they were. Do I want to just take 3 of them? It doesn't really matter now, does it? Yeah, you know what? Those are rare, and if we were going to try to equip a bunch of them, we would need them. But we're not, right? At this point, I'm not changing up our mech lineup, really, so let's just take stuff that might be valuable. We might pull another Kintaro part here and have 3 new mechs to sell off. We did not. Not so lucky. Did still get 2 of the LRM-20s, I guess. That's alright. We have most of a year left. I'm sure we'll see another Kintaro at some point. They seem to be relatively common. So I think what I'm going to do here is break recording for now, knock out the other 2 missions on this world with the good mechs quickly off camera, and then we'll tack on a little bit more space flight and looking at stores at the end of this episode. So I'll see you in a minute. And we're back. So I ran through those last 2 missions. They were not very interesting. They went extremely smoothly. I do want to say that at one point during the second one of them, a catapult ran around the corner of a big piece of rock, and I didn't have any resolve left, so I just had Coyote take a blind shot at it, and he popped its head right off with that Gauss cannon. So, good to see him keeping up his reputation. He might be the best shot in the entire galaxy. I think it's possible. Alright, let's fly over to Thurrock, have a look at the 3 stores, and fingers crossed for one of the mechs we're still missing. And then I'll probably do the missions on Thurrock off camera as well, because they will be even less interesting. Although, at 2 skulls, I do think it's a little bit more likely that we see a Centurion 9AL in combat here. Oh, in the daily briefing, Samiri brings up an open hail from a nearby ship. They say their crew has contracted a virulent case of the periphery pox, but the local government is preventing them from landing to receive medical care. Darius shrugs. Well, we could sell them some of our medical supplies. It would limit us in the medbay for a bit, but given their situation, I'd expect they pay up. Dr. Murad bristles at this suggestion. Spacers should stick together, Commander. Besides, the local authorities might appreciate our generosity. That's, Dr. Murad there is always thinking long-term. I'm tempted to just give them the supplies. At this point, $30,000 is an amount that Reckless would not even notice, right? We're talking about millions going in and out, like, all the time. I don't need 30,000 C-bills, and 30,000 C-bills might mean a lot to them. Yeah, just give them the supplies. Dr. Murad is very convincing. The pox antivirals, I think, are only a thing that you can pick up from another event. So you have to have just gotten lucky and seen that other thing to have this option. I kind of wish there was more of that sort of stuff. Basically, I just wish there were a lot more events. I would actually even pay them for a big event pack. Get some people in to write some real cool events, you know, do the thing that all game studios do these days, and hire Chris Avallone, get him in here, have him write 300 events. Chris Avallone and Austin Walker, that's what I want. I'll pay you $10 straight up for a pack of events written by Chris Avallone and Austin Walker. I might go higher, if anybody from Harebrained is listening. Alright, let's just give them our medical supplies, I'm cool with that. Company suffers a -1 medical point penalty, which doesn't matter, and we get some rep with the Free Worlds League, which doesn't matter. You nod at Dr. Murad. We're only one bad bug away from the same situation ourselves. Make arrangements for a transfer. Several days later, Samiri passes along a message of thanks from the planet's surface for resolving the situation favorably. I kind of wish these events gave you more than 1 point of reputation. I do feel like the payout for doing nice things in these events is always really small in scale. Smaller than it should be. Small enough that it doesn't, you know, it's not meaningful. 1 point of rep either way isn't going to change anything.
All hands, make ready for docking maneuvers.
I thought about, when the headshot happened, I thought about hitting my record hotkey right away, but I was listening to music while burning through the rest of those, and I probably would have gotten the video content ID'd. By the way, since I'm talking about it, the new Judas Priest album is like pretty solid. If you're into Judas Priest, the album they released last year is more good Judas Priest. Alright, so we get 3 stores. As far as I'm aware, this is just, it generates 3 full stores worth of inventory, so we might, fingers crossed, might get real lucky here. 3 chances to find the things we need. Awesomes and Centurions, I think, are both things that I've seen in stores. Although I don't know if it was the Centurion 9 or the Centurion 9AL that I saw. Alright, come on, store. Nope, lots of stalker parts around here. Like a weirdly huge number of stalker parts. Ooh. +5 damage on an AC 10 does take it over the magic threshold. That said, at this point in the campaign, do I care? I don't know. I'll think about that one. Faction store. Oh, it's only one part. I mean, we're buying it. But it doesn't actually finish the mech. That's a shame. I guess it makes us a little bit of money on every, like, 2 skullish mission for the rest of the game, because now I'll take just 1 piece of priority salvage instead of 2. It also means that we can run a lot more pilots who don't have 9 tactics already, because we no longer need to worry about doing anything other than coring the thing out. Yeah, do I actually care about mech parts at all? Probably not, right? And black market, fingers crossed, maybe the other piece. Nope, we could buy an entire Jenner for 3.5 million C-bills, though, if we wanted. Another plus 10 damage small laser. Honestly, I might even buy that, just because I get 36,000 C-bills is not even an amount that registers to me anymore. And it turns out urban mechs are not as rare as I was led to believe. They're certainly uncommon as enemies, but I've seen a lot of urban mech parts in shops over the last, like, game year or so. Yeah, sure, buy this. Whatever, 36,000. That's a rounding error. Okay, what do the contracts look like? Maybe we will get lucky still. So we're still short an entire awesome. I believe we don't even have any parts of the awesome that we're missing. Oof, not a lot of jobs. Okay, against the pirates, that's good. Okay, so we're not going to lose any rep that we actually care about here. So let's talk about what happens after this. If we want to have a chance of finding an awesome, we probably need to head toward higher skull territory. Also, I mean, we could just hit a bunch of stores, but like, where's the nearest? Is there a way to easily? There's not a way to easily sort. Okay, hey, that's 3.5. I believe we could see an awesome on a 3.5 skull world, and that's only 16 days away. I would prefer to stay out of actual Capellan territory because on any system out here, right, we're going to be able to use the store and hope for drops from the missions, but on Capellan worlds we will not have access to the stores. 2.5 to like I said, I'd love to get down to this Flashpoint before the end of things. What is the difficulty? The difficulty of that world's skull 1.5. So that's totally a world where we could potentially see Centurion 9AL in combat. Alright, I think I'm going to go ahead and bang out these missions off camera, and then we may well travel to Espia after that. It's not too far away. It'll give us a reasonable number of points from the contracts, at least, even if it doesn't show up either of the mechs we need. Yeah, okay, I think that's a solid plan. So, with that, I think we're going to call it here for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Come back next time to find out if Espia is a little bit kinder to us than the last couple of systems have been. And we'll see you then.